Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. You all know CNN is keeping their foot solidly pushed on Diddy's neck since they just released more film of Diddy's Fr3ak0ffs on another end, and Diddy is in alarm mode. CNN has been keeping a close imprint on Diddy, and they have been releasing many recordings of Diddy associated with a few implicating acts, yet this very well could be the most terrible one. However, at this point, like I said, Diddy is in alarm mode since he's now in such a difficult situation that the court denied him bail not once in any case, 2 times, and this new film is as it were going to exacerbate the situation for him, better believe it. It's that stunning, yet how in the world does CNN get to air hands on this recording? You all better get plunked down since this tea is fiery. So the roads are saying that CNN likely has an insider in Diddy's camp or with the federal authorities on the grounds that they have been staying aware of Diddy quicker than any other person. Listen, they presumably know what's happening previously. Diddy himself even knows what's happening. For instance, when country security evaluated Diddy's homes in spring, CNN was one of the principal news sources to report what was occurring while the attack was still continuous. They looked for a movement at homes having a place with the performer. What's more, maker Shady D. Combs on Monday is connected with a continuous string examination, policing told CNN. The source wouldn't determine whether Combs himself was a particular target, referring to the delicate idea of the examination. However, when the federal authorities chose to take Diddy to the great jury to choose whether or not to arraign him, CNN was likewise first to let the cat out of the bag, uncovering that the federal authorities were inquiring observers to affirm against Diddy in front of a fabulous jury they composed. Government examiners are planning to bring informers of music investor Shay Diddy prior to a government great jury. 2 sources acquainted with the test tell CNN that the U.S. Equity Office is moving towards possibly looking for a prosecution of Combs. They proceeded to say potential observers have been told by specialists that they could be brought into affirmation before a government terrific jury in New York City, as per one source. Bringing people who have recorded common claims against Combs before a terrific jury would stamp a critical heightening in the government's continuous examination, including the maker and Awful Kid Records pioneer. Now we don't have the foggiest idea who the specific observers are. Nevertheless, I think we can figure out a couple for one. Cassie was likely shouted to affirm, which wouldn't be astounding thinking about that. Her claim was the one that launched this entire circumstance to begin with. However, try not to get me wrong. The federal authorities have been supposedly exploring Diddy starting around 2008, so they have years of soil on him, supposedly, yet Cassie was the one who carried his wrongdoings to the established press. Others who were most likely called to affirm would incorporate Diddy's modest, youthful Miami, his boss, staff, his workers, as well as other witnesses who might have seen Diddy's tricks. Currently recall that video that spilled of Diddy putting hands on Cassie in an inn passage. You all need to figure out who spilled it. CNN. That is, against music tycoon Shay Diddy Combs. The video caught on different camera shows Combs' then-sweetheart Cassie Ventura in a foyer at a Los Angeles lodging in spring 2016. A claim recorded by Ventura in November last year and settled the following day referred to activities that appear to match those depicted in this video. There is no sound. The entire video was significant since it was the initial occasion when we, as a matter of fact, saw Diddy in real life, and it was severe, assuming he was putting hands on Cassie like that in a public spot, like in a lodging passageway, where there are cameras all over the place and anybody might have seen him. Could you at any point envision what he did in private? Cassie additionally discussed this in her claim where she said in or around Walk 2016 during a photo at the Intercontinental Inn in downtown Los Angeles, Mr. Combs turned out to be incredibly incensed and Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a bruised eye after he fell snoozing. Miss Ventura attempted to leave the lodging, however, as she left, Mr. Collins got up and started shouting at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the lobby of a lodging, while at the same time shouting at her. He got at her, and afterward took glass bases in the foyer and tossed them at her, making glass crash around them as she rushed to the lift to get away from CNN. Releasing that video constrained Diddy to at long last concede that he had been a horrendous individual. Before that, his attorney shouts, "Shakedown," saying Mr. Combs passionately denies his hostile and ludicrous charges for the past half year. Mr. Combs has been exposed to Miss Ventura's constant request of $30 million for composing a harming book about their relationship, which was unequivocally dismissed as a glaring coercion in spite of pulling out her underlying. Miss Ventura has presently turned to recording a claim baffled with unmerited and ridiculous untruths pointing to discolor Mr. Cole's standing in, looking for a payday, and in any event, when Diddy settled, he kept on demanding that Cassie was avaricious and Di was blameless. His attorney made another announcement saying a choice to settle a claim, particularly in 2023, is not the slightest bit a confirmation of bad behavior. Mr. Cole's choice to settle the claim doesn't in any capacity subvert his absolute forswearing of the cases. He is cheerful. They got to a shared settlement and wish Miss Venter the best. However, at that point when CNN released the video, Diddy ultimately needed to confess all that's more. Up to putting hands on Cassie anyway. He attempted to shield himself, discussing how he was an alternate individual in those days. It's so hard to think about the haziest times in your life. In some cases, you got to do that. I mean, I hit rock bottom. However, I concoct no reasons why my way of behaving on that video is unforgivable. I assume total ownership for my activities in that video be so for genuine, like truly behaving like he and his group didn't spend the previous 2 or 3 months denying the charges and attempting to paint her as the miscreant. Yet in any case, the amazing jury casted a ballot to prosecute Diddy. Which isn't shocking in light of the fact that, from what we realize, Diddy is a genuine BMB that, as it may, curiously the arraignment records that were delivered by the taken care of supported Cassie's claim to the T, and they even reference the lodging episode, which lets us know that it's going to be a significant piece of their case against Diddy. They said these prosecutions were on occasion observed by others and included one example at a Los Angeles inn in or about Walk 2016, which was caught on record, and later freely revealed where Combs dread and tossed a jar at a lady as she was endeavoring to leave when an individual from the inn safety crew interceded. Combs endeavored to pay off the staff part to guarantee quietness. Coles was additionally not restricted to these ladies. He reached out to his representatives, observers to his and others. They didn't make reference to Cassie yet. I mean, how high did we see a similar video? Or, on the other hand, not because everybody realizes that they were discussing her. However, the story didn't end there in light of the fact that CNN is currently asserting that the federal authorities are as yet going through the recording that was seized from Diddy. Furthermore, Walk, and the more they look, the additional frightening things they see for model. They are currently asserts that Diddy's own mom, Janice, also known as Mom Combs, was associated with these oddity offs, and that there's purportedly video film appearing that Elbar's claim uncovered that Diddy kept recordings of superstars as insurance, also shakedown material, and it seems to be he could have had his mother on there as well. See, before this turmoil went down, there were bits of gossip that Mom Combs purportedly functioned as a pimp some time ago. However, Janice guarantees that she was a model and an educator's associate once upon a time. However, people are beginning to sideline that guarantee extra hard now with this Diddy show pouring out. There's even talk that his mother Janice could have educated him some things about running these obscure organizations. The word on the road is that regardless of saying she was a model, there's no proof of her really doing any demonstrating work. Rather, the murmurs are more like she was into putting on style shows, assuming that you get my meaning, even artisan. Betha Mace has tossed conceal, indicating that Janice could have known more about Diddy's methodologies and was supposedly empowering his tricks. Yo, I did this. He needs Reese. How about we start with your mother? Your mom got the Reese. Everything is in your mom's name. Thinking back now, a ton of things are beginning to seem okay, like this strange video that Diddy posted of him and his mother. Better believe it, my mother is ravishing on it. Let me acquaint it out with my mother. Call Mother D greetings. She's getting a dribble with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Em? Everything's a benefit, child. I'll be here with you. I love you. However, excessively, newly plunged music. I was simply trying music to definitely prove my mother's single parents is single. I'm not going to be able to stand on my mother's. She's single. Me and my mother discussed one time doing a dating show with her. She's so fastidious. She's so fussy, they don't stand. However, definitely that will be the most clever show in the world. That would be, I don't indeed need to get everything rolling when she was doing that. We were not doing that because, no doubt, my mother's single. Definitely. For a genuine mother, she truly does know how to live it up. She isn't sitting in the house playing outside, moving and shaking. She came with me to the strip club. I couldn't care less genuine. It's my canine. You realize I need to live life. We're around here moving and growing. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.